I guess. So something popped on my YouTube feed. I was watching a video about sustainability, the myth of sustainability. Excuse me. Hey, gentleman made the point that the last people who really cared about climate change, they moved to the rainforest or some crap like that, and that if you really cared about climate change, there'd be no more new cars, there'd be no more new phones and all this stuff. I made a video a little while ago, you look back at it, where I talk about sarcasm in the Caucasian, and how when they deal with you, they're not really dealing with you like, okay, you're wrong because A, B, C, D, E proves you're wrong. No. When you start speaking truth, the Caucasian does. This is what a lot of people down here do. They use sarcasm. They mock you. Now you're talking about phones, the batteries, the pollution that comes from those things, but you're not talking about the fact they just quadrupled the military budget. You're not talking about these open burn pits the U.S. military still uses to this day to burn shit, these war zones. You're not talking about these entire industries devoted to the military. You're not talking about NASCAR. You're not talking about the open wheel racing, which is, we know that's mostly that's white men, that's redneck white trash watch NASCAR, and I don't think I have to explain to you what their political ideology is. You're not talking about that. You're not talking about the fact that I think to this day they still use like leaded gasoline, which puts out way more pollution than regular gasoline. You're not talking about any of that. You're not talking about the fact that Trump's getting a Space Force, all that money can be used. See, I'll go with you for a second. When Trump talks about bringing them back from the war zones, he's not saying that like, okay, we're going to go back to normal. We're going to go back to peace. No, he's like, yeah, we're going to bring them back from Afghanistan. He probably will end the war in Afghanistan. I wouldn't doubt it. But he's going to redeploy those troops somewhere else. And that money will be used for the Space Force, something like that. We're not going back to this pre-9/11 period where we had communication with other, we're not going back. And if Trump gets reelected, we're not going back to that. That's done, man. We are a warmongering state. That's the new normal. But I got off something, I'm sorry. So you're not talking about NASCAR. You're not talking about... Sorry about it. You can tell I'm starting to put out truth. People trying to block me. You're not talking about any of these things that we know hurts the climate. You're not talking about the burning in the Amazon. No, you just want to sit here and knock liberals who are striving for a better world, who are trying for a better world. You're not talking about a president that has basically not only been stagnant on climate change, he's actually put us back. We have not had the discussions we should be having about a society moving beyond coal. We're not even doing that. We're not even having that discussion. But you're not going to get on that, are you? No. You know what you do? You know what it is? It's kind of like when I watch TV or I watch Western propaganda sometimes. They talk about recycling. And I'm sitting up here like, what is recycling when America's at war with like 7 countries at the same time? What does it fucking matter if I fucking recycle this bottle of organic juice that happens to be plastic and there's a bomb dropping somewhere in the world every fucking 20 minutes? And do I really have to explain to you what that is? Do I really have to explain to you these planes, what they are? Do I really need to explain it to you? Well, you might be an idiot. This is all designed as distraction. Just like what I said with the sarcasm, this is all the works of the Caucasian. It's distraction. It's to distract you from what they really do to fuck the world up and make the world more and more unsustainable for the average working man and the indigenous people of the earth, making the world unlivable. I believe the Space Force may be, I talked about this before, the fact that I believe that the emphasis on space right now, this big emphasis on space, is really because we're going towards this Elysium type world, this Passengers type world. We're going towards that movies I'm referring to, where they leave us behind. We get fucking left behind in the dust. I really think so. I really wonder about that. That's where we're going. That's the reality where we're going. You know? I don't know. I really don't know. I was thinking about something. Passengers had mostly white people. The only black person was the one of the people that was like Fishburne. And somebody said this a long time ago. Do you ever notice when you have futuristic movies, there's no black people, there's no Hispanics, there's no colors of any kind. I mean, and they're right, because if you look back, what's a movie they had years ago with Ethan Hawke in it? Gattaca. No black people. Minority Report, you had a few black supporting characters, but that was in the beginning. You didn't even see them folks in the movie. Bicentennial Man, no black people at all, I don't think, the whole movie. There was like a black singer or something later in the movie. Oh, the woman that the court judge was black at the very end. Yeah, it's been quite a few. This is crazy because we know that they're going to be done demographically. Getting off subject. All this stuff is simply distraction. And it's to distract us and to make us, it's almost like my dad. We were talking about a shooting, some kind of violence. And my dad tried to equivocate my charge for shooting in city limits while we went in the woods, shot in the woods at some targets. He tried to compare that to someone who shot at a house. See how stupid that sounds. I'm out in the woods, we're way out, like a mile and a half out in the woods. You got to walk out there in the woods, shooting at targets with a backstop. This guy is shooting into a crowd of, he had a 6.9. They was shooting that in Times Square. And my dad tried to compare the two. That's stupid. That makes no sense whatsoever. Because first of all, it wasn't my intention to harm anybody. If you're doing that in the middle of a crowded area, you probably don't care. You probably don't care. Straight up. So that's what that is. You're trying to equivocate it to make it seem what they do less bad than what's going on. You can't do that. It's unrealistic. I think it's a joke. I think it's a shame that we have this kind of stuff. People who are trying to somehow make a similarity between me, the average man, and a multi-million-dollar corporation. Citizens United. I don't know, man. Peace out.